We're going to talk today about uh, honoring your body, and when you have an injury, um, working through an injury, overcoming injuries, and just how to avoid injuries. Um, and this is the perfect time to do this recording because I had it in my mind to do a recording on avoiding injuries. And lo and behold, I had an injury. Now, in your practice, one of the most primary, one of the basic, one of the most important things is to honor your body. Honor where you are at any particular time on any particular day, because you'll notice that during some days you can just flow through your practice. Everything feels good. You can go deep into your poses. And then in the same week, you're like, wait a minute, I just did this pose a couple of days ago, but I can't seem to find my balance. I can't seem to get deeper into this pose. So in your practice, please, oh, please, oh, please, honor your body, honor your limitations for any particular day or time. So how did I receive this injury, this recent injury? I got an injury in my lower spine, like deep in my spine, like near my tailbone, because I've never felt any pain in this area before. Now, I do have lower back injuries, not injuries, just lower back issues that, came from my childhood. My chiropractor, he said there's no explanation for it, but just looking at your bones, he can see that this was something from your early childhood. It could have been something I was born with. It could have been the doctor helping me get out of the womb. It could have been anything. Me helping myself get out of the womb. Not necessarily blaming the doctors here. But so the very next day, I feel, oh my goodness, like sitting and standing up was like I needed something to hold on to. This is how bad it was. And I'm thinking back in hindsight, well, did I do this in my practice yesterday? And yes, I did. Because ego, when you get on your mat, this is your space, you're in your moment, this is all for you. Leave ego off your mat. Now, even in your own private practice, you're practicing alone, we can still have that ego telling us, you can do this, you got this, you did it yesterday. So I didn't check my ego when my ego kept saying, wait a minute, you can do this easily. You've been doing this for years. But for whatever reason, my body would not easily move into, and I'm guessing here, I think it was the forward fold because, well, the seated forward fold, because I felt like, wait, what's going on? My chin won't touch my knees. And my chin, this is my chin, everybody. My forehead won't touch my knees. And I'm thinking my forehead always reaches my knees easily. I barely have to warm up to get my forehead to my knees. And it just was not getting there. And I'm pulling and breathing, and I'm like, yeah, I can get into it. And I did get into it, but it was a struggle. So during that time, that was my cue, my own mental cue to pull back. Honor the limitations for your body today. And I didn't. So again, please, oh, please, oh, please, honor your body where it is, where it wants to go, your limitations for any particular day. Okay, so that's the first one, avoiding injuries. I was out of commission for 4 solid weeks. And during that time, I honored my injury. Usually I say, oh, I can do a little. I'll just go gently through my practice. It was this bad. I wouldn't dare to even try a more gentle practice. I did absolutely nothing for 4 weeks, walking around and everything, but no strenuous activities, no yoga, until I felt 100%. And just yesterday, I did my first practice after my injury, and that's actually going to be our next video. So my next video is going to be a modified Ashtanga series, and it's a little different from the way I usually practice yoga, which I enjoy because doing different things, mixing it up a little bit is good for the body. So I'm working my body, I'm retoning my muscles after 4 weeks of no yoga. I'm retoning my muscles, lengthening my tissues slowly, gently into this modified Ashtanga primary series. So now that's avoiding the injuries. Now, if you have an injury or a discomfort, we'll say, you can work through them at your own edge, is what I say. Go to your edge on that particular day. Do not think about, oh, I've been doing this. I did it last week. I did it yesterday. It's easy for me. On any particular day, for a number of particular reasons, your body sometimes just will not do what it did before. So just always go to your edge for that particular day. If something doesn't feel good in yoga, don't do it. It's just that simple, because that's the ego. The ego says, you can do it. She's doing it. He's making it look easy. I think I can do this. Try it. You can try it, but to your edge at that particular time on that particular day. Now, an excellent example is the half lotus that I'm seated in now. Some people could never and should never even try half lotus with their legs, because everyone's joints are different. It's the joints sometimes that limits us from going into certain poses, moving into certain poses and accomplishing certain poses. But it's the ego that says, oh, if I practice long enough, if I practice hard enough, sometimes. But if it's your bones that will not do that, then you should not try. This is why going to your limit, what that does, it loosens the tissues and lengthens the muscles to help you move into, but the joints will never change. So for instance, I could never do a full lotus, and I've been doing a half lotus for years now. So I know that it's my joints that will not allow me to move into that position. So for instance, when I sit into a half lotus, I sit on a pillow that's raised up, because again, my joints are not able for me to sit flat down, because what that does is it raises the leg up, and this knee has to push all the way down and the ankle has to come all the way up, which, as you can see, it doesn't. My joints just will not do that. So I sit on an edge of a pillow that's raised up a little, come close to the edge, bring the bottom leg in, make sure the knee is dropped down. Both knees should be down. And then I bring the second leg up, drop that knee down, and see that I am raised up and my knees can fall down. And this allows me to move into it with my legs without compromising or injuring my hips. So this is a half lotus. So again, another thing that helps with avoiding injury is understanding and knowing where your joints will go. And also, have you been practicing that pose long enough for your tissues and your muscles to loosen? I'm not going to edit any of this out. To loosen and lengthen to move you into that pose. Okay, so thank you once again, yogis, and look forward to our next series, the modified Ashtanga primary sequence. And have a great day. Bye bye, yogis. Namaste.